Greetings, everyone. A very warm welcome and thank you all for joining. Today, we are going to do a masterclass on CMA US. I'm going to discuss what are the benefits of CMA US, why you should go for CMA US, and we'll talk about part 2 of the CMA US. Because some of you have already joined, some of you are planning to join our sessions for part 2, which is going to start on March 8. So let's begin with the session. So we'll have something to discuss about CMA US, then we'll end the session with a Q&A session where you will have questions. If you have questions, you can ask all the questions from us and we'll be more than happy to help you out. So let's start. My name is Subham Singhal and I am the lead faculty of this institution. I have been teaching CMA US for the past 5 years. I have taught at various institutions, and in 2024, honestly, I took a leap of faith. I started my own institution with one aim, that I want to provide quality teaching, quality education to those who need that. And by telling those who need that, there was a bridge which I always saw, that many people who are getting a percentage from 60 to 80, or those who are average students, they are not able to get those kind of attention which they need. So specifically catering to those, we have designed our curriculum in such a way that everybody will be interactive in that particular sessions and will be able to deliver good results. So let's talk about what is CMA US, why are we here? So basically, let me share a presentation. So with CMA US, you can unlock many possibilities. And when I'm talking about many possibilities, many roles in the FP&A domain. And there are many specialties about the course which makes it stand apart from the other courses, other finance courses. The key highlight is that it is only 2 papers and it is a completely flexible course. Now we'll talk more about these in details. Also, what is our class structure, how we operate. So let's move on. Briefly, everybody asks, why would I go for CMA US qualification? And it's a very valid question, because there are many courses available, like it is CA is there, CS is there, CMA India is there, ACC is there. Why would you go for CMA US? But the answer is very simple. You have got all of these opportunities. You have got all of these options. Everybody has got different specialization and different skill set. If you want to be an auditor, you would go for CPA or a CA. But if you want role in the management, if you want role in the financial planning and analysis domain, then CMA US could be the course for you. It is a globally recognized course which is accepted over more than 150 countries. This course is designed in such a way that it will always be future relevant. That is something which I'll always mention, because this is a course which keeps on upgrading itself, keeps on updating itself. Every couple of years, there are many changes which make sure that it is not going obsolete. And top 1% of the industry professional acquire this skill set. That is why you'll see people who do not have a professional certification like CMA earn almost 50 to 60% less than the people who have got this CMA US certification. And now many people ask, okay, but why would I go for CMA US in India? See, what has happened in the past few years is the requirement for accounting professionals has been increasing, and at a pace at which the accounting professionals are not entering into this field. And it has created a void, it has created a vacuum, that people are looking for CMA US professionals, financial and accounting professionals, but they are not able to find them. Hence, at this point of time, the accounting industry is struggling to find the right talent. And that is something which you can fulfill. With CMA US certifications, you will gain some relevant skills which are required for the financial planning and analysis domain, required for the accounting industry. So there are plenty of jobs, plenty of opportunities which are waiting for you once you clear the CMA US certification. The thing is, people do not have the necessary skills to get the jobs at this point of time. So when you gain these necessary skills, precious certifications, you open the doors and unlock much more opportunities which are there in front of you at this point of time. So right now, there is a 15.9%. It is a, again, report by Bureau of Labor Statistics. They say there is a 15.9% decline in accounting professionals every year throughout the world. And when we are talking about 15.9% decline, it says that the number of people entering into the accounting industry is lesser than the people required to enter into the accounting industry. So if they are requiring 115 people or 116 people in the accounting industry, they are only getting 100 people. So there is a 15.9% shortage of those people. That means you will be here, and when you clear your CMA or whatever the professional certification, not just CMA, top accounting professional certifications, you will get a job, you will get work, because you are needed in the industry. Professionals with high level skills are required in the industry. The ideal solution, that is where we'll come into play. We will make sure that we are training you adequately. We are making sure that we are helping you cover the curriculum in such a way that you are ready for the examination. We'll make sure that all the classes are covered, all the concepts are cleared, doubts are cleared, and then mock examinations are taken. After that, when you're ready for the examination, then you appear for the examination. In fact, after you clear your examination, we also help you out in order to get ready for your jobs, whether in terms of CV, whether in terms of interview preparation. Then, of course, we'll have a IMA job portal on which there will be a lot of job postings where you can select which job or which role you want to take the job in. So, quick introduction about ourselves. SMA is the official Hawk International partner. That means Hawk International is the knowledge partner of SMA Institute. Now, if I'll talk about Hawk International, at this point of time on this planet, there is no other material which is as precise and as good as Hawk International for CMA US. Their precise notes and up-to-date LMS make sure that you have got enough practice and all your concepts are clear in a proper manner. And once you clear the Hawk LMS mock examination, you could be rest assured that most of the people who pass the Hawk examination mock test end up passing the final examination, because the mock examinations are designed in such a way that it replicates the real examination structure, the real examination difficulty level. We also have a strategic partnership with Hawk International, due to which we will be able to track our students' daily performance. How many questions they are appearing, how many questions they're getting right, how many they are getting wrong, all the statistics, which are the areas they want to focus in. So all of those things we keep on monitoring on a daily basis, and we make sure that the students are getting a feedback, and we are making sure that we are working on those areas of difficulty or those areas which need improvement, so that our students can reach perfection. Now, our faculties, including me, have nurtured more than thousands of students, because I've been working in this industry for 5 years as a full-time CMA US faculty. So I've worked with various institutions, and after 5 years, we have plenty of experience to make sure that we are able to provide all the relevant knowledge, all the relevant curriculum, techniques, skill set, and practice which a student requires in order to become a CMA US. Now, briefly, I mentioned about CMA US being a professional course and a future-proof course. Now, why do I call it a future-proof course? I'll just give you an example about myself. When I started my CMA US examination in around 2019-20, there wasn't a section called Technology and Analytics in CMA US Part 1. Now, in 2020, a new section was added, which was Technology and Analytics. Now, people believe what is the need of that particular section. But when that section was added and students started studying those sessions, they realized how important it is, how relevant it is in today's day and age. That important section talks about how technology has changed the accounting landscape. It is talking about the blockchain technologies. It is talking about artificial intelligence, robotic process automation. So all of those things, of course, I'm not talking about the detailed structure and knowledge about all of these things, but it will actually get you acquainted and enough knowledge about those terms, and topics that you are able to work with them. And why am I mentioning it is because it shows that CMA US course is evolving with time. Every couple of years, there are changes, and they make sure that they are staying relevant with today's day and age and also thinking about the future. 2024 also saw major changes in the CMA US curriculum where many of the obsolete parts were taken off from the syllabus and the new parts were added. Now, it is also very interesting that they are not making the topics bulky and they are not making the books thick. They don't just keep on adding the topics, but they also keep on removing the topics which do not feel relevant at this point of time, which is quite interesting to remember. There are many career opportunities once you are done with your CMA US. People say, okay, what are the roles which I'll be getting? Of course, we talked about FP&A roles, but top management accounting expert roles also. So I'll give you a brief explanation how it works. Let's say the top CFOs of a company are going to be top financial experts. Now, it's not like they are making all the financial presentations, they are getting all the financials ready for the company. The single person is not going to do that. They would have a very big team of financial experts working to create the perfect financials of the company. And that team is comprised of the highly expert CMAs. Now, the CMAs help the CFOs in order to get the proper financial processes ready because they are management accounting experts. And why are they called the management accounting experts? Because certified management accountant, CMA US, is the world's #1 management accounting certification. So it is a testament to your skill set. Your certification tells people that you are an expert in the field. Now, of course, I wouldn't say that you'll become a CFO immediately as soon as you enter into the industry. That's not going to happen. But I can assure you, once you are done with the certification, you have got relevant knowledge and skill set. Now, you'll use this relevant knowledge and skill set in order to acquire relevant experience. You work hard in the industry, you gain a lot of experience. And when this experience and your skill set and certification is combined, you will get top roles in the management. You will see even the IIT professionals, even the engineering professionals, when they are getting top roles in the big MNCs or the top companies in the world, global companies in the world, you'll see they have got the financial certification. Either they will have a good MBA or they'll have a good financial certification, they'll have a CPA or they'll have a CMA done with that. That's because no matter who you are, which position you're working in, if you want to work in the top management roles, you need to have a very, very good grip on your financials. So if people want to work in India, they have got plenty of opportunities, leadership roles in Big Four. Of course, as I mentioned, you wouldn't get the leadership roles straight away. But while working in the industry, if you have worked good enough and you have got a relevant amount of experience, then you'll get opportunities in the Big Four. Then if you want to work outside the outside India, let's say you want to work in the United States, or you want to work in the Middle Eastern countries or in the European countries, there are plenty of opportunities. So as I already mentioned, this certification, this degree is accepted in over more than 150 countries. That means it is going to be relevant in most of the countries. You will be a recognized CMA in most of the countries on the planet. So it will open a lot of opportunities for you. It will help you get top management roles in the top public accounting firms, industries, and so on. Now, these are the basic details about what a CMA would have, how a CMA would become, and what are the roles which a CMA could get. Now let's talk about what are the certification requirements of a CMA US, because it is going to be a very, very key point, because many people are confused how to get a certification. Do they get a certification immediately after clearing the CMA US examination? Or do they need to do an articleship or internship? Now let's simplify it. You need three things to become a CMA US and a certified CMA US. First is clear both the papers of the CMA US exam. CMA US examination is comprised of two papers, which is part 1 and part 2. Part 1 is financial planning, performance and analytics, and part 2 is strategic financial management. Now, when I'm talking about part 1 and part 2, it doesn't mean that it will be one part with multiple papers. It will be a single paper in both the parts. So two examinations only, and one part comprises of different topics with different percentages of testing, which is mentioned on your screen. This roadmap will be shared with you, every one of you, after the session is over. So don't worry if you miss out. So 15% of the external financial reporting decisions is there in part one, which is basically your accounting part. Then 20% is financial planning, budgeting, and forecasting, which is talking about the budgeting part, costing part. Performance management is there, cost management. These all are costing parts. We have internal controls, which is somewhat audit part. Then technology and analytics, which is the latest section, which was added in 2020, which I was mentioning about a few minutes ago. In part two, we have got the financial statement analysis, which is again the accounting part. Corporate finance, that is how the corporate are working, how the corporate finances work, how do they get the money, how do they raise the money, how do they use the money, how do they invest the money. All of those things will take care of in the corporate finance. Decision analysis, how to make important decisions, whether you want to make a product, whether you want to buy the product, whether you want to sell the product, whether you want to sell it or process further. The CVP analysis, all of those costing techniques, a little bit of economics is there, the law of demand, law of supply, all of those things will cover in the decision analysis, where we have to make important decisions for our companies. Then we have risk management. That means how we are going to manage our risk. It is also part of audit. It is basically the updated version of the internal controls. It is according to the 2013 framework. This was also added just a few years back. After 2017 changes, it was added into the CMA US curriculum. Then investment decisions are there, where how you are going to invest, on what projects you are going to invest, when you are going to invest, what is the amount which you have at your disposal that you can use to make an investment. All of those decisions will be made using the investment decisions. You'll gain the necessary skill set in order to make a perfect decision for an investment for your company. You will have skills that you'll be able to make rational decisions about those investment opportunities, because that is going to be a very key aspect of a company's survival. Then we have professional ethics. This is the rules and regulations which a CMA US professional need to follow. See, there are laws which we need to follow, but over and above the laws also, there is something called the ethics that we need to follow. Sometimes within the law also, we might say that it is right or it is wrong. Some people might hide something or do something which is not ethical for the organization and for the public, because as a certified management professional, you are not just answerable to the company, you are answerable to the public. Hence, you need to maintain the professional ethics as a CMA professional. So all of these topics will be covered in your CMA US curriculum. And once these are all done, you will be an expert in all of these fields. This is the examination format. If I'll give you more details about it, one examination is of a 500 marks. It is MCQ based and essay format. 75% of the examination is MCQ based and 25% is essay based. 75% of the MCQs will be 100 MCQs for the examination. That means 375 marks of the examination will be MCQs, which will be divided into 100 MCQs. And after that, you will get 2 essays, which will be testing your critical analysis and your opinion skills, where you will have to make decisions and answer according to the question being asked, the case study given to you, and according to that, you will have to present an answer. The examinations are conducted in Prometric centers. Prometric centers are available in throughout the top cities in the country at this point of time. It is available in Calcutta, Delhi, Bangalore, uh, Kochi, Pune, Mumbai, Hyderabad, Bangalore, if I mentioned. So all of these top cities, the top metro cities and the added cities, we have got these Prometric centers where you can go and appear for the examination. The passing percentage of the exam is 360 marks. That means you need to score 72% in order to pass the examination. Now, many people say, sir, 72% is a very high percentage, but I say it is a very good thing that they have done it 72%. Let me explain why. See, whenever somebody is passing with a 40% marks, we know they do not have the 100% skill set. Otherwise, they could have got more, right? And those people are not able to survive at the topmost level because they do not have the 100% skill which is required for that particular role. So CMA US examination is designed in such a way that you need to cover all the topics in a precise manner. You cannot leave out a single topic. So when you're covering all the topics, then only you stand a chance to get more than 72%. So the examination makes sure that you're not leaving out any section and preparing for all the sections. But the examination where we have MCQs, 75% of the examination will have no negative marking. That means many times, suppose when we are appearing for an examination, it happened with me, many of my students, where we do not know, let's say 3 or 4 answers. We are done with the MCQs. We are left with 3 to 4 questions where we don't know the answer. Do not leave it blind. Make sure you're answering whatever you feel like at that particular point of time. At least take a guess. You might get it right, you might get it wrong, but you will have no negative marking. So these are the few benefits which we have, right? There's a computer-based examination. So at Prometric centers, you'll be allotted a single pod. In the pod, you will have a computer. You'll be given headphones and all for the noise cancellation and all. And you will be given the examination in solitude. That means there will be no noise. The invigilators will be there to help you with all the uh, stationery which you require for your practice, for your rough work and all to answer the examination. Now coming back to the qualification requirement, this is the CMA US examination. Once you are done with both the papers, you qualify the exams, then you will have education qualifications which you need to fulfill. And education qualifications is you need to have a university degree. Talking about a university degree, that means you need to have a bachelor's degree. It could be BCom, it could be BB. In fact, it could be bachelor's degree in the field of science also. So once you have a bachelor's degree, now it is not necessary that you already have attained the bachelor's degree once you're preparing for CMA US examination. Even if you're enrolled in the CMA US in the bachelor's program, let's say you're in the first year of your bachelor's, first semester of your bachelor's, you can start preparing for the CMA US examination. You can even get the CMA US done in the first year of your bachelor's. We have got students who have done that in the past. So what happens? You will have 7 years of time until the point when you are clearing your bachelor's, until the point when you are clearing your CMA US examination, till you fulfill your bachelor requirements and a 2-year work experience. Now, what does this 2-year work experience? This tells us, sorry, this 2-year work experience tells us that you need to work in the financial roles, accounting roles for 2 years and submit your experience to the Institute of Management Accountants, which is the governing body for the CMA US, in order to get your certification. Now, it is not an articleship, it is a full-time job. So what happens once you're done with your bachelor's and you're cleared with your CMA US papers, you will apply for the job as a CMA US. Shika, I'll take the answers. Give me a minute, please. And once it is done, then the students will be able to get a job. Now they will be getting job as a CMA fresher. They would not be a qualified professional because they do not have a certification, but because they have cleared the CMA US examination, they would be getting jobs as a CMA professional itself. Once they have gained the necessary level of skills, they get the certification, then they will be called an experienced CMA and they will be able to get much higher salaries. Now, I think so. Shikha was asking a question. Shikha, please ask. You can unmute and ask. Hello, Shikha, did you have a question? Okay. So if I join now, will I be able to complete? Shikha, that's a good course. See, okay, Priyanka. Priyanka, we will start our batches from March. It will be a part 2 batch. If you will be following our schedule and the structure which will be providing you, you should be able to complete the examination within 4 to 5 months. If you study properly for the month of March, April, and May, then you will be able to appear for the first examination in the month of June. Followed by that, we'll have the new batches starting, and which will be targeting the October window. So if you'll be studying and you'll be completing all the study targets in time, you will be done with the CMA US course by the end of October, and you'll get the results in the month of December. So if you study properly, plan your course properly, you can be the CMA US by the end of this year. Typically, a student takes usually 12 months to 18 months to become a CMA US in India. Our students usually take 12 months. Within 12 months, some people are able to clear within 3 to 4 months also. But we do not uh, create that as a yardstick, because those are not regular examples. On an average, student takes 8 to 12 months. Great. Okay, Shika, you have your hand raised. Do you have a question? Okay, let's move on. So when I was talking about when all of these three requirements are fulfilled, the CMA US exams cleared, education qualification fulfilled, and work experience, when you have all these three things in your hand, you can get the CMA US certification. Okay, from where we'll get so that's the best part here. Once you join SMA Institute, we will make sure that you are getting all the materials along with the tuitions. So you do not have to get anything from the outside. As we are official partners of Hawk International, as soon as you join our CMA US curriculum, you will be issued a Hawk license, which will be an Hawk LMS access, ebooks and all, and physical books will be delivered to your home. So you do not have to buy anything extra. All the materials, practice sessions, everything will be provided. The live classes will be there. Recordings will be available at our portal, which access will be provided to you. And you'll be added to WhatsApp groups, which will have 24/7 WhatsApp forums where you can put your doubts even in the middle of the night. And our faculties will make sure that they're answering your questions promptly within 24 to 48 hours. If a faculty is available at that particular point of time, they'll try to answer immediately. Which part to be given first? Honestly, there is no correct answer, and I'll tell you why. Many people say part 2 should be given first. Many people say part 1 should be given first. I say it is totally upon preferences. If a student is going an undergraduate program, and suppose if you're in the second or third year, I suggest you can go for part 2, because part 2 will have those topics which will be covered in your second and third year of your bachelor's degree. If you have been a working professional and you have been working in those roles which are aligning with part 2, go for part 2. If you're working in the industry which are in the roles which are aligning with part 1, you can go for part 1. The part 1 and part 2 are completely individuals and separate from each other. So you can appear for any part. Honestly, we say the one part which you are liking, which you feel could be done before, you can attempt for that particular part. The easier part, which you feel to be easy, should be done first, so that you can gain confidence and then you can go for the second part. Now, many people suggest part 2 because part 2 is shorter. Honestly, I don't feel that way. It is totally upon the student. If a student feels, hey, I will be more confident and interested in doing part 1 first, you can go for part 2. But statistics in India says that 70% of the students go for part 2 first, and only 30% of the students appear for part 1 in the first exam. Okay, so I think so that's a very good question. Okay, how much time is commitment is required during the preparation for a student and a working professional? Okay, a very interesting question again. See, we have a 45-minute rule. So we have a success schedule which we share with our students every month. I have not shared the March schedule with the students, which I'll be sharing today itself. The March schedule will be there. Every month we share a schedule. And the schedule says that you need to study for a minimum of 45 minutes. If you are able to study a minimum for 45 minutes daily for 30 days in a row, you will be able to clear CMA US examination within 5 months. The first part, of course, one part, 4 to 5 months. And why I say so? Because it will develop a chain. And I will tell you a very interesting point. This is a technique which I have followed and many of our students have followed. Now, because there is a 45-minute minimum study rule, student actually end up spending more than an hour on an average when we're talking about the whole month. Why does it happen? Because see, when you're talking about this 45-minute rule, no matter what happens, you have to study for 45 minutes. So on a very, very bad day where you're not willing to study much, but you make sure that you're fulfilling your 45-minute target, right? But let's say when you're in a good mood, when you're in a good flow, when you're liking the topic which you're studying, you might end up studying for 2-3 hours also. Study as much as possible. Our rule is minimum 45 minutes. Practice at least 30 questions. You might go for 60-70 questions in a day. So these rules will actually, because this is a very realistic and attainable rule, people do not feel burdened by this. Okay, it's just 45 minutes. Why should I do it? No matter how the day goes. So if you're a working professional, of course you can take out 45 minutes from the day. If you're a student, of course you can take out 45 minutes from the day. And if you have got the weekends empty, which most of us have, you can utilize the full of the weekends. You'll already have 2 to 3 hours of classes for your CMA US. After that, you can analyze what you studied in those classes, spend a couple hours practicing, making a structure, making notes if you require them, and then go on for the practice throughout the week. So by the end of the week, you will be done with the topics and the practice of all those topics. We will have doubt clearing sessions mostly on Wednesdays and Fridays, live classes. So the doubt clearing sessions, you'll be able to bring all your doubts cleared. So by the time you're reaching the next weekend, you're done with all the topics, you're done with the practice of all those topics, and you're ready for the next topic. So when we'll complete our classes, let's say by the end of April or the middle of May, you will be done with the practice, you'll be done with the learning and the structure of all the topics. Then you'll go for final revision and book the examination for June window if you are prepared. Shika also asks, can we appear for individual part at a time or both at a time? That's the beauty of the CMA US examination. It is you who decide when to give the part, which part you want to appear for. CMA US examination is conducted over 6 months out of the 12 months of the year. It is conducted in January, February. Then we have a 2-month cool down. Then May, June. Then 2-month cool down. Then September, October. So 6 months CMA US examination is conducted. And within this 6 months, you can appear for any part at your chosen date, which you want to appear, at the chosen time which you want to appear for. Of course, you'll get a time slot, like you can go for 8 a.m., 10 a.m., 11 a.m., 12 a.m., 12 noon, sorry, 1 p.m. or 4:30 p.m. You can select your time slot, you can select your date. Suppose you are giving for part 1 in the month of June, then you can appear for part 2, or let's say the second part in the month of October. If you don't want to give in October, you're not ready for the month of October, you can give it in January also. So it is totally upon you which part you want to give, how much time you have. But you have to remember one thing: first part, whatever you give, part 1 or part 2, and the second part should be cleared within a time frame of 3 years. That means once you have registered and paid your entrance fees, you'll have 3 years to clear both the papers. So suppose you are prepared for the examination. So you pay your membership and entrance fees to the IMA. And once you have paid the membership and entrance fees and you have registered for the examination, you will have 3 years to clear the first part as well as the second part. Now, difficulty level of the examinations. Again, difficulty is a very subjective topic. If I'll say what is the difficulty level, I'll measure it like it is not quite difficult as a CA examination or a CMA India examination, because you have only 2 papers where you have got 14 to 16 papers in those examinations. But if I'll try to put it in a measurable format, let's put 0 to 10 ratio for difficulty level, where 0 is the easiest and 10 is the most difficult. If CA is 9, which is one of the most difficult courses on the planet, right? And your BCom is 2, your BBA is 2, you can put CMA around 4. It is quite difficult than the BCom, but it is nowhere close to what your CMA India or a BCom or a CA examination is testing, because it is only testing those relevant skills. You have already done your hard work in your BCom, right? So you're not going to appear for all those papers again, because it is requiring you to have a university degree. You just appear for the CMA examination. So it is totally upon you which part you want to give. If you want to appear for all those papers, then you can appear for all those papers. But if you want to appear for all those papers, then you have to two papers and you become a CMA US. And these two papers are also mostly MCQ based. So that is also helping you in aiding you in appearing for the examination. Preparation will be according to that only. So once you're fully prepared, it is not going to be that difficult. But of course, in your preparation, you'll require a good hard amount of hard work and your dedication. So once you put in the hard work and dedication, you'll be able to clear the examination. One key aspect which I tell everyone is, it is not one of those examinations where you will put 10-12 hours in the last month and you will clear. It will be very, very difficult. Instead, if you study for 3 to 4 months, 1 hour daily, 1.5 hours daily, then you will be having better results than those who are studying 8-10 hours for 1 month. How do we structure our CMA classes? We say we would have live classes for 6 to 8 hours a week. How do we have that? We have 2 to 2.5 hour concept classes every Saturday and Sunday. Starting from this March 8, we'll have those classes. So those will be around 5 to 6 hours, and 2 hours of doubt clearing and mentoring sessions, which will be conducted throughout the weekdays in the evenings. That is after working hours, around 8 or 8:30 p.m. So that everybody, whether you're a student or working professional, can attend the classes. So weekend classes will be in the afternoon, and weekday doubt clearing sessions will be in the late evening. So you will be attending 6 to 8 hours of live classes. You will be spending at least 4 to 6 hours on your book, which is basically your, if you'll study 45 minutes every day, you'll see it is coming down to that. If you are able to practice from LMS, I'm putting 12 hours a week. But again, this 12 hours is comprising of all of those things where you have studied from the book. LMS is also having your ebook. That's why I've accounted for that. And you're practicing for the MCQs. Now, if I'm talking about the difference between the US examination and the CMA US examination and the Indian examination, because you are giving only two examination, you can save up to 48 months. Because when you're talking about CA or a CMA India, it usually takes up to 4 years or to 5 years, right? If you are going for CA, you are going for foundation, you are going for intermediate, then you have to have 2 years of articleship, then you have to go for your final exams. And bearing that if you're clearing everything in the first attempt, you'll be taking 5 years. But on the other hand, you can just simply go for your CMA US examination part 1, part 2. And if everything, the plan, if you're preparing according to the plan, you can clear the examination within 6 to 12 months. So you'll be saving a lot of time, right? Now we have made a proper chart which is differentiating or segregating, talking about the differences between CMA US and CMA India. Now, of course, I'll let you guys have a look at it after the session is done. So you'll be able to check it out. You'll be able to know exactly what are the differences, what are the key areas of focus in both the courses, what are the job roles you'll be getting, what is the pricing criteria. So you'll be able to compare one-on-one, and then you'll be able to make a decision which is good for you. I'm not telling only CMA India is good for you or only CMA US is good for you, but you decide according to your preferences, according to your choices. If you are undergoing a bachelor's program, I will suggest, when you're already going for a bachelor's program, why to waste that? Go for an added advantage and go for a CMA US course, because it is valuing what you are studying in bachelor's. If you're not preparing for going for bachelor's, if you're not going to get a graduation degree, you can always go for a CMA India. Why? Because it doesn't require you to have a bachelor's or university degree. Then if we'll talk about the return on investment, the ROI aspect, because everybody is like, मुझे कितना spend करना पड़ेगा और मुझे कितने पैसे मिलेंगे. So you're spending 6 to 12 months for your CMA US examination, giving two papers. It could be done with a full-time job. It could be done with your full-time curriculum, academic courses which you're pursuing, whether it's a bachelor's degrees or master's degrees. And even after that, when you clear your CMA US examination, you get a starting salary of up to 6 lakh rupees. Now, it is usually ranging from 5 to 6 lakh rupees, but many of our students have got 6.5 lakh rupees also as a starting salary. But to be on the safer side, it is around 5 to 6 lakh rupees. And once you get your 2 years of work experience submitted, you get your certification, you can easily go up to 10 lakh rupees as a CMA US certified. That's a very, very good amount. So by the time you're done with, let's say, a CA degree, you'll already be done with your CMA US, you'll already have an experience, and you'll already be sitting at an amount of more than 10 lakh rupees. Pretty lucrative, right? Just appearing for 2 examination and you can get a very good job. Now, who hires CMA US? Because many people will be like, ठीक है CMA US, but मैंने तो सुना ही नहीं था इसके बारे में, कौन hire करेगा? If you talk about all the big four, they all are American companies. Financial accounting and consulting comes like Capgemini, Cognizant, Genpact. All of those require those US professionals, CMA US, for those management roles. Financial services are for financial services at the top companies like Anton, Chevrolet, uh, Kimberly Clark, Shaw's, Tata Communications. They all require IBM. Then we have many more companies like Apple is there, Google is there, Ford is there, Philips is there, Amazon is there. They all require CMA US professionals because they want their management to be performing well, right? We have some of our alumni also who have been doing good. We had some of our alumni who were freshers who are placed in top of the top companies like RSM. We have alumni who are pursuing their own startups after this certification. We are experienced professionals who are working in the industry have got a very huge pay rise after clearing this certification. If you can see, we'll be talking about the program highlights. At SMA Institute, our course is tailored in such a way that you can study at your personal pace. Our mentors will help you make a study plan. Every week, we will have a tracking session. We'll have a discussion with you about your week, about your tasks, about your targets. And if everything is going to the plan, we go a good ahead. If everything is not going as per schedule or as per your plan, then we discuss what could be done to improve that scenario. We have exclusive partnership benefits also because we are an exclusive partner of Hawk. So what we'll do is after the session is over, we will provide all the brochures, all the roadmap to each one of you. If you want to have a one-on-one counseling session with us, you can have a one-on-one counseling sessions. Our counselors and our faculties will be more than happy to help you, to guide you in order to make a right decision. You can even reach out to me on my LinkedIn and will be more than happy to help you out, or on my WhatsApp, and I'll make sure that I'm guiding you to the best of my abilities and helping you make a right decision. We are starting our new batch from March 8th. So those who have not yet enrolled, please enroll. If you want to attend a class, let us know. We'll be sharing your class link. And that is it from today. Thank you very much for attending the session.
Thank you, sir.